Hello, welcome to What It's Like to Ride, where I break down motocross tracks all across the country to help you decide whether or not they're worth checking out. In this episode, I'm breaking down Thunder Valley Motocross Park, located in Lakewood, Colorado. Let's get to it.
Why do you take it all? Why do I beg for more? I never thought that this is how I've been before.
Alright, Thunder Valley Motocross Park. Now here, if you've ever watched a pro national race of them at Thunder Valley, I'm sure you've heard them talk about elevation at least 82 times. It's true, this track is just over a mile elevation, so if you're from sea level or from lower elevation and you're coming to visit and want to ride this track, be careful. It's not like a huge difference, but some people do react to the elevation differently. Main thing for me is your bike's going to act a lot different, and they talked about that on the broadcast 82 times as well. The big thing is you're not going to have as much power, so you'll still have enough power to do everything, but it's not going to feel the same as you might be at home. If you're from sea level and let's say you have a double at your track that you can just roll in the throttle, third gear, clear it perfect, and then you come here and it's basically the same exact size as another jump at Thunder Valley, it's going to take a little bit more effort for you to get over it because your bike's not going to have that grunt, and going and rolling through third gear isn't going to be quite as fast. So if you're not super good at jumping, I would definitely toe in behind someone, follow them through the jumps and get the speed correctly before you go for it, just because you don't want to come up short. The other thing about Thunder Valley is it's really the only track. A lot of places have like a secondary vet track or something a little smaller to play around in. You go to Thunder Valley and it's kind of the track that you've seen on TV. It's pretty big. I'd say it's mainly for like intermediate and expert riders. I think a novice rider can still do it, get around, but it's not going to be as fun because some of these jumps are pretty big and got to check up a lot in order to roll, and there's not really a good like halfway in between them. I don't recommend beginners go on this track. It gets pretty deep, rutted, and these big jumps, and if you don't know how to stay out of the way of the fast guys, then it gets really dangerous because there are some pretty fast guys on any given weekend here. When it comes to the dirt, I'm sure when you see on TV it's got like nice, soft, dark dirt with all those long ruts going through every corner. It's not quite like that on amateur day. Obviously for the nationals they prep it different, they bring in better dirt and it wears out a little bit, but it still stays nice and soft. It's still pretty dark, and every turn has probably 4 to 5 ruts in it. They're all pretty decent lines, so if you're coming up on people that are slower, it's easy to get around them. You have multiple lines to choose from. The base itself is pretty hard packed going up all the jumps, and once you get to the bottom of that soft stuff, it's pretty hard. It's a little rocky, but they've done a pretty good job of getting most of the rocks out of the dirt. The jumps there are pretty big, they're pretty steep. Don't recommend a beginner, like I said before, riding it or learning on those jumps because they're kind of sendy, and if you come up short, they're not very forgiving. The turns themselves, like I said, they get lots of nice ruts in them. They water it pretty good, till it pretty deep but not too deep, and it's good rut practice, but they're not super hard. Like you go and see some of these West Coast tracks where they're rock hard and you kind of have no way around it. The ruts here stay a little bit softer and they're a little wide, so it's pretty good for learning how to do good corner technique, I think, and practicing your inside lines. Like I said, this track's mainly for like an intermediate or an expert rider, but if you're in that range and you're traveling through and you want to check it out, I do highly recommend it. I like this track a lot out of all the tracks I've been to. A lot of pros on TV will say it's one of their favorite tracks. I don't know how much that's true, but it is definitely a fun track, and I highly recommend it. But enough talking, here's a lap at Thunder Valley. thank you for watching What It's Like to Ride. If this video helped you out, please leave a like. And if you have any suggestions on other tracks you'd like me to check out, mention them in the comments and I'll add them to my list. Thank you.